This is my carpenter ant colony, specifically Camponotus Siemsseni. It has been months since I featured them here, so I thought I could update my viewers on their latest developments. They are doing extremely well and have produced countless super soldiers cast. They are so massive that they are hardly going into the narrow, spaced nest chambers and prefer to hang out in the outworld now. These giant soldiers of this species are most commonly mistaken for their queens because of their bulky tank-like build. They are easily distinguishable by their box head appearance. They are very aggressive and would not run away if disturbed. Having these super soldiers in the colony is a sight to behold. I am amazed at how far they have grown since the founding queen. It has given me so much satisfaction to keep this species since I wanted to add them to my Camponotus collection for a very long time. What really intrigues me about getting this species in the first place is that they are able to produce an oversized cast worker, a soldier ant, so to speak. Trying to get hold of this species wasn't easy, and I have also been tricked into receiving Camponotus Fridae as a result. You can check out the older videos I have made on the difference between these two species. They are both very similar ants, but Camponotus Fridae doesn't produce these oversized soldiers. In the further process of getting hold of this species, I have also been delivered fake queens instead of a fertile one. It is a mock colony with an infertile queen and broods put together in a test tube. Well, you get the idea. I had to source Camponotus Siemsseni from abroad since it is not endemic to my region. When it comes to raising foreign ant species, there are many variables that we do not know, but I have learned that the most important thing is not temperature, humidity, or food. It's your concentration, patience, and determination. I have been raising ants for years now, and I am still learning more about ants every day. I have raised many species of Camponotus, but Camponotus Siemsseni is one of the fiercest. In this colony, I had to feed them tediously, almost every 3 days. Unlike other species, I tend to shy away from feeding them too often to reduce their growth speed. On the other hand, Camponotus Siemsseni requires a tremendous amount of protein to produce these giant soldiers. The colony spends a lot of energy to feed the giant larvae, which in turn have enough energy to spin silk to form a big cocoon. These giants are rare in terms of individuals in the nest, but they live for a long time. The life expectancy of these giant soldiers is about 6 to 7 months. I hardly ever find corpses of these soldiers, but when I do find one, they go right into ethanol preservation. Yes, I do self-preservation of the ant species I have kept, mainly the gynas, which are the queen that have passed on through my ant-keeping years. For the most part, while keeping Camponotus Siemsseni, I would like to limit their expansion to 2 large nests, which they are currently in. In fact, it is best to control the number to less than 3 nests, because it is really pointless to raise so many individuals, and I know I will end up mismanaging them. I do still need to care for a dozen more ant colonies with me, and believe me, it is difficult. If you raise a nest well, you will be much happier than if you raise more, which is also a good thing for the ants. Most ant keepers who raise multiple nests know what it's like to have a population explosion. You can check out my recent YouTube short video if you want to witness some ant colony population gone wrong in an acrylic nest setup. I have gotten many questions about raising Camponotus Siemsseni. The most common question is, when does the giant soldier ant appear? There is no one definite answer that will be the correct answer. There are too many variables that you can control to produce a soldier ant. If you are looking at the problem from a captive environment, it could only be the maturity of the colony, types of food, and suitable nest habitat. On the other hand, this species in the wild will produce giant soldier ants very early in their development, mostly based on their biological clock, which is determined by rich hunting and wandering grounds for them to protect. Hence, producing giant soldier ants very early on will be very beneficial for the colony. Other than protecting duties, they act as resources for the colony to store food during the colder months. Most smaller Camponotus workers are replete, but a giant soldier ant will have larger storage vessels, accumulating food when available and dispensing it when needed. Another question I get a lot is why this Camponotus Siemsseni is so timid as compared to what they see in my video. Remember, every ant has its own survival instinct, and they don't evolve over millions of years just to be eaten by predators right after they are enclosed. In the wild, survival is of the utmost importance for every ant colony, hence, being very timid is the first line of defense in the early stages of colony formation. Do remember to provide a semi-dark environment with no sudden brightness of lights, reduce nest vibration, and if these are repeated several times over the course of their growth, they will acclimatize to the environment over time. My Camponotus Siemsseni in the first year will run back into the nest when the slightest vibration is detected, and of course, they couldn't care less now. After years of keeping them, not once did I need to clean and overhaul their nest. This species is an expert in garbage disposal and very good at it. Dedicated workers are assigned to break down the garbage even more to free up space. When the pile of garbage grows, I do a quick cleanup with a portable vacuum, and that is all for it. Nest cleaning is a very important and key step in having a successful, healthy ant colony. Garbage piles will potentially harbor mites if they are carried into the nest from the insect feeders we feed, which will affect the lives of ants. Mold and fungus will also sprout from the garbage pile if the conditions are right. If that happens, sometimes spores will affect the ants and kill them over time if exposed for a period of time. Therefore, cleaning up garbage is one of the important tasks you should do on a weekly basis. They do their part, and you will do yours. There is no one specific strategy for raising this species, and it should apply to every ant species we keep. This is a great species to have in your collection, but they are not easygoing and can get very huge at the 2-year mark of keeping them. Their population usually stays under the 100s in the first year, then increases in their second or third year. Colony growth speed will determine if you're in tropical or temperate regions. I recommend this species to well-experienced keepers. They are just a good stable species to keep in captivity. Like many have experienced, there are difficulties that sometimes arise in the founding stage, and if you're not patient with the giant soldier appearance, then their slow growth could be an issue for you. Thank you for watching.